We're back with another Wreck at Home activity. Today's activity is a paper shamrock. It's part of our March activity kit. So let's dive into it and see what we got. So if you're able to get a kit, in the kit you'll find, like always, a set of instructions. For this activity you're gonna find 2 sheets of this cardstock. If you weren't able to get a kit, you can use any kind of paper. The cardstock just makes it a little sturdier. And you're also gonna find a glue stick, okay? Now, there's a couple things you may or may not need from home. You can do this activity without a couple of them. First off, you're going to need is some scissors. So make sure you get permission or get some help if you need it before you start cutting or using the scissors. And the 2 things that are kind of optional, one is a pen or pencil, and the other is a ruler to mark your paper where you're gonna cut. Now you don't need the ruler. This is just to help guide you. In the case you don't have a ruler or something to measure with, you just wanna make sure that the strips are about the same size. And we'll show you how to make the strips here in a minute, okay? So that's it for supplies. Let's go ahead and dive in and we will make a paper shamrock. Okay, so first things first, you're gonna get your cardstock out or your paper. Now, as you can see, ours is a little smaller than what we showed you in the intro because we've gone ahead and cut out our strips. But what you're gonna do is, and this is where your ruler's gonna come in handy if you have one. If not, let's just try to make sure we get them the same size. So you're gonna go 1.5 inches and you're gonna put a little mark, and another 1.5 inches and put a mark, another 1.5 inches, put a mark, and then your last mark in this case will be the edge of the paper. So a total of 6 inches for 4 strips. And you're gonna do this on both sheets of cardstock, and that'll give you your 8 strips. So we'll go ahead and cut one out, and then we'll move forward. We'll just show you how we cut it out, okay? All right, now we have our 4 strips here. Now remember, you're gonna wanna do that twice, so you want a total of 8 strips. But for the purpose of this part of the video, we're gonna show you what we're gonna do with 4 of those 8 strips, okay? So we're gonna take these 4 strips and we're gonna stack them all together and make sure they're kind of lined up as best as possible, okay? So we have that. Then we're gonna take our ruler one more time and we're gonna measure 4 inches. And we're gonna make a little mark. Okay, now we're gonna cut 4 inches off of these strips. Go ahead and do that now. Boom. So now what you're left with is 4 long strips and 4 short strips, okay? All right, now that your strips are all cut out, we're gonna go ahead and build our shamrock. All right, now that you got your 2 sets of strips, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take each set, you can leave them stacked up, and we're gonna fold them in half, and we wanna crease them really good at the middle point of the strips, okay? So we get a nice crease. Go ahead and do that with both of them. Fold them over and crease it up. There we go. So now we have our creases. Now this is where your glue stick comes in handy, okay? So with these strips, we're gonna take and make 8. Let's move this over to the side a little bit. We'll show you how we do one of each. So we're gonna make 8 heart shapes. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your glue, and on the outside edge at the top is you're gonna put some glue, okay? Go ahead and put a nice decent amount. Now, you're gonna fold this over, and you're gonna fold this over, and you're gonna touch the 2 ends together and press them real good. Now the crease is gonna help this stay together, and we're gonna end up with a heart shape, okay? So we're gonna do that for each one of our 8 strips. 4 small ones and 4 big ones. All right, now that we've got our heart shapes, as you may have seen while we were doing that, sometimes they want to come unstuck before the glue is set. So it's okay if they do that. Just means on some of them you may have to hold them together for a minute until the glue is dry enough to hold them together, and then you can move forward, okay? So we're gonna show you the next step. Now this step you're gonna repeat with all your hearts until you have 4 sets. All right, so the next step is you're gonna take your glue again, and on the bottom of your small heart where the crease is, you're gonna put glue on both sides of that crease. You can put it on the crease too. That'll help it stick. Okay, now you're gonna take the small heart and you're gonna set it inside your big heart, and you're gonna press the 2 creases together. So now you have 2 hearts in one, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and do that for all 4 hearts, and we'll move on to that next step. Okay, now that we've got all our hearts put together, the last step you're gonna do is you're gonna take your leftover paper and you're gonna cut 1 strip the whole length of the paper, okay? This is gonna be our Shamrock stem, all right? Now this, we're gonna glue all these hearts that we have, we're gonna glue them to the stem. So you can start off and just go ahead and on one side, get a bunch of glue on there because we're gonna do this. There we go. Okay, now, on this side you can start off with it on the table like this. Now you're gonna, as close as you can to the top, you're gonna take 1 heart, and you want a little bit of the heart sticking off the edge, and you're gonna go ahead and glue that half of the heart, that side of the heart, to the stem, okay? Go ahead and press it down, okay? Now, take another heart, and you're gonna flip it over, and you're gonna also glue that to the stem. Okay, we'll flip it over, we'll show you kind of what it looks like. So here we have half our clover there. All right, so we'll just repeat that on this side to help if you kind of hold the 2 clovers with your fingers so you don't get glue all over your table. We wanna make sure we get glue to the top. Okay. Same process. On the top, so you have one facing each other, and then on the other side, the other one's facing each other as well. And make sure all 4 of your creases meet in the middle. All right. Oh, need a little more pressing right there. All right, so don't be worried if it comes apart. It's just the glue hasn't set yet, and the cardstock, because we bent everything, it wants to go back to straight, so that's all right. So there you have it. And there's our paper Shamrock. Hope you had fun making it. Stay tuned for more kits to come. Salinas Parks and Recreation on Instagram and Facebook. You can also watch along on YouTube as well. Well, thanks for another fun activity. We'll see you next time. Stay safe, have fun.